Everybody ready? Let's talk about it.
What's up, you guys? How y'all doing today? So, today I wanted to talk about the CDC and Dr. Fauci. Okay, the CDC, they done changed their recommendation regarding the C-19 situation, and Fauci, he's stepping down from his position. So let's get into this conversation here. Okay, guys, so this article that I'm reading from, it comes from New Civil Liberties Alliance, and it's dated August 12th, 2022. And the article goes on to say the CDC's new COVID guidance finally admits what NCLA said about natural immunity all along. So August 12th, the New Civil Liberties Alliance filed this first lawsuit challenging vaccine mandates over a year ago on behalf of George Mason University law professor Todd. This week, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention finally followed the science and acknowledged the scientific fact that NCLA has defended all along. It makes no sense to treat people who are naturally immune to COVID-19 differently from those who have been vaccinated against the virus. CDC eases COVID-19 guidance on Thursday, stating that COVID-19 prevention recommendations no longer differentiate based on a person's vaccination status. Despite being comprised of unelected bureaucrats and lacking rulemaking power from Congress, CDC has issued edicts during the entirety of the pandemic that have disrupted American life. Governments and employers alike have followed this guidance uncritically, which was hard to challenge in court since it was not final agency action, treating it as though it carries the force of law. Now, in a sudden about-face, the agency claims that due to breakthrough infections and naturally acquired immunity, there's no reason to treat vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals differently. CDC earlier chose to ignore or discount the voluminous proof available for well over a year that naturally acquired immunity was as or more protective than that achieved through vaccination. The agency chose to promote politically motivated, flawed studies that reach unwarranted conclusions. In each lawsuit, plaintiffs argue that given their demonstrated natural immunity, the government cannot claim a compelling interest in overriding their long-recognized constitutional right to bodily autonomy and to decline medical treatment by forcing them to be vaccinated or punishing them for refusing. To add insult to injury, these unconstitutional, unscientific mandates were accomplished not through democratic means, but through usurpation of legislative authority by unelected, unaccountable administrators. All public and private employers who have fired naturally immune people, including NCLA clients, should rehire them ASAP. So now the CDC is saying what a lot of people that did not take the jab were saying all along. Natural immunity is best. If I'm going to catch it, I'm going to catch it. Why do I need a rush jab that hasn't been clinically tried to the full extent of trial? Because that's not how, jabs work. You have to go through years and years of trials and studies. But we got this so fast and they pushed it on folks. So now the ones that did get 2 doses of it, they're just as good as the ones that didn't get it. Remember when in the beginning of when the vax first came out, and the ones that got it, they were talking about, the ones that didn't get vaxxed, they're the ones that's in the hospital, and they flood in the hospital, and the hospitals are overcrowded, and la-da-dee, and even Don Lemon and so forth, they was like, let them perish, they don't want to get it, forget them. They wanted all this divide amongst the vax versus the unvax. And here it is, the CDC is saying, we're both one and the same. If you get it, you're going to build up immunity to it. Granted, the people that have compromised immunity, they're in a different boat. But a healthy person can be immune to it. It's just like any other diseases that you get, any other sicknesses that you get, and you build up immunity. When you had chickenpox, you had immunity to it after a while. Supposedly, you wasn't supposed to get it again. You know, so natural immunity is best, and they're finally acknowledging that. And I think that's about time. But it sucks because people were put in compromised positions. You had to take this or you would lose your job. You know how many people lost their jobs because they didn't want to take this? Or how many people took it because they wanted to feed their family and couldn't afford to be without a job? It's sad. And now that they're acknowledging it, people need to be compensated, in my opinion.
Vaccination. That's a very, very small minority of it, and unfortunately that appears to be the case with you.
But she's had the flu for 14 days. Should she get a flu shot?
Well, no. If she got the flu for 14 days, she's as protected as anybody can be, because the best vaccination is to get infected yourself.
And
so if she really has the flu, she definitely doesn't need a flu vaccine. If she really has the flu,
she should not get it again.
No, she doesn't need it, because it's the most potent vaccination is getting infected yourself.
So that clip that you just saw, that was from October 11, 2004, and that was an interview with the Washington Journal. In that clip, a caller asked, should she receive a flu shot if she's had the flu for 14 days? And that was Fauci's response. So even back then in 2004, Fauci acknowledged that natural immunity was best. Fast forward to now, and he's talking about, in the beginning, he talked about getting the jab and, you know, is better, and not only one jab, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jabs. And, you know, that didn't work. And here it is in current day, 2022, the CDC is reiterating that natural immunity. Side note, why did he keep saying if she really has the flu? If she really has the flu. He said it like 3 times, if she really has the flu. Was that something he was trying to tell us? If she really has the flu? Why he kept saying that? So here we have it. The CDC announced that they're making the changes and that vaccinated and unvaccinated people are one and the same. Don't be differentiating against the two. Okay? So now, a week or 2 later, here we have Fauci. He's deciding that come December, he's not going to be around anymore. He's stepping down. He's not retiring, but he's stepping down. He's taking his talents elsewhere. So he's not going to be working for the administration no more. He's going to be doing other things. God knows what.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, the top U.S. infectious disease official who became the face of America's COVID-19 pandemic response under Presidents Donald Trump and Joe Biden, announced he is stepping down in December after more than 5 decades of public service. Fauci, whose efforts to fight the pandemic were applauded by many public health experts, even as he was vilified by Trump and many on the right, will be leaving his post as chief medical advisor to Biden and as the director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Fauci, who is 81, has headed the institute since 1984. In a statement released Monday, Fauci said that, quote, "While I am moving on from my current positions, I am not retiring," echoing what he told Reuters in an interview earlier this month.
I will very likely leave the federal government, but not retire. When I leave, I'm not going to go play golf.
Fauci on Monday said he planned to, quote, "pursue the next phase of my career while I still have so much energy and passion for my field." He endured blistering criticism from Trump and various conservatives.
Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly.
Attacks against Fauci by Republican Senator Rand Paul became a regular feature of Senate hearings on the pandemic. And on Monday, Republican lawmakers vowed to investigate him if they gain control of either the House of Representatives or Senate in November's congressional elections. Fauci has also endured death threats from people who objected to safeguards such as vaccinations, social distancing, and masking, and told Reuters in early August it was likely he would continue to have security detail even after he leaves his posts.
I don't know how long that will be, but certainly just because one announces next month, next year, or whatever that you're going to step down, the threats don't necessarily stop, and there are a lot of them.
On Monday, Fauci told Reuters, quote, "I definitely feel it was worth staying as long as I have. It is unfortunate, but it is a fact of life that we are living in a very, very divisive society right now." President Biden, in a statement on Monday, said, quote, "I know the American people and the entire world will continue to benefit from Dr. Fauci's expertise in whatever he does next," adding that the United States of America is stronger, more resilient, and healthier because of him.
So you hear him saying that he's stepping down, but he's still gonna be doing something. You know, he's not gonna be playing golf and just chilling. This man is 81 years old, finna be 82 years old. And granted, he still got his senses. He's not like Joe Biden, who's a little bit younger and sleeping all the time. Sleepy Joe, they got him out the basement and he's sleeping. Weekend at Bernie's all day, every day with Biden. But he's telling you, I'm not leaving. I'm not going nowhere. I don't know if he's going to be chilling with Bill Gates and just turn up for us. Because, you know, monkeypox is out now. And so far, COVID is like not as bad anymore. That's like a done deal. Ain't nobody paying attention to COVID. So now monkeypox coming out. And they probably going to ramp that up, him and Bill Gates. Because I don't trust Bill Gates. I don't like Bill Gates. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So, you know, Rand Paul is on his top. Rand Paul got his foot on his neck. I don't know whether he liked him or not. When he was testifying, he was going in on him with the gain of function and where you getting this money from and the whole lab deal. So Rand Paul is on his neck. And as y'all know, election coming up in November. So the Republicans going to be in charge. And at some point, they gonna come and, you know, rough him up like, yo, come answer to this. And I think he's trying to run away, but he can't run away. They gonna come get you. Regardless, if you in the same position or not, they still coming for your head. And Rand Paul, he about that life. At least it appears that he's about that life. You never know with these politicians. But he appears to be about that life. So he might be coming for Fauci real hard. So, I don't know, y'all. But yeah. It's bad when they folks go against they folks. You know, they expect for us, skinned folks, to go against each other. But when they folks going against each other, you know they done messed up. You know when they calling you out, you know you done messed up. Or they got something to gain.
That he succeeded in getting implemented throughout most of our country and much of the world. And it failed to stop the infection by the data. It destroyed people. It failed to stop the death of the people known to be vulnerable to die. It was a gross failure, but it also, secondly, imparted massive harms, sinful legacy of harm to our children. We have only seen the tip of the iceberg of that. And the biggest problem of all, beyond all the human destruction that occurred in this non-scientific policy, is the massive damage to the trust of Americans and other people in the world on science, on public health leadership, on the credentialed people that we normally respected, because that's over. There was a massive violation by the people who implemented those guidelines those policies that he wanted, massive violation of medical ethics, and just all kinds of problems, and indicating at least one thing I can say. Dr. Fauci woke us up to the need to fix public health leadership ethics and get rid of these corrupt bureaucrats who took over and have a very firm hold on things that they should never have been empowered with.
So the whole scamdemic, pandemic, it was a trip. A lot of people made a lot of money from the lockdowns. The kids, they've been traumatized, wearing masks, don't even know what smiles look like. Families were going against each other because they listening to Fauci and the rest of the bureaucrats about what to do, what not to do. Families not seeing each other because you're not jabbed and I'm not jabbed. And now here it is, come to find out we both one and the same. Granted, the scamdemic done helped a lot of people because some people, not everybody, some people realize that you can't be dependent on the government. And at a moment's notice, your life could be turned upside down. We didn't have toilet paper. There was a shortage of toilet paper. So, some people lost their jobs. A lot of people started businesses. A lot of people were in the house like, what we going to do now? What we going to do about food? So it had a lot of wheels turning. So people were thinking, if something like this happened again, what am I going to do? So a lot of people took that as a learning lesson and they're deciding to plan and prep for that stuff, which is great. A lot of people went along with what the bureaucrats said, and some people lost their lives in behind it. Some people got blood clots. Some people, they took the stuff and they ain't been the same. I heard about magnetic issues with people with spoons and forks and stuff sticking to them and having blue light. When they put their arm under the blue light, it illuminates. They talking about it changes your DNA. So a whole lot of stuff happened with this scamdemic. I want to know, folks, do y'all feel like y'all got played over this, taking all these jabs, money being offered to you to take these jabs, you losing your job because you didn't take the jab, you and your mate, you and your family, other people, co-workers going through issues because of this jab? Do you feel like you were lied to? Can you still trust the government? You think Fauci gonna team up with Bill Gates and they just gonna try to conquer the world and do some diabolical stuff? Because Bill Gates got the money, Fauci got the sense, the gain of function, all the animals. What do you think's gonna happen with monkeypox now? You think that's gonna be ramped up? Another vaccine in the making? What about Pfizer and Moderna and all of them? The shots, all these folks got these shots, and yet they're still having breakthrough sicknesses. Whereas people that didn't get the shot, they chilling. They ain't have no symptoms or nothing. But most of the people, and I'm not saying all the people that didn't take it is that way. Most of the people that got the shot, they have some kind of side effect or something going on with them. Whereas most of the people that didn't take it, they good to go. So let me know what y'all think. Drop down in the comments and I will talk to y'all in the next one. Thank you for listening. Peace.